Hello everyone. Phoenix61 here with your Legend Shenanigans for the day. We do have some shenanigans. I managed to get a couple of games in the Blue Archive variant of Montana that we so graciously luckily got through some crate openings on a live stream this past weekend. So playing a couple games with it, right? I wasn't too excited about it. This one is returning, right? It's not brand new. This ship had existed before. But we get an Alaska pushing up, and I am running an Arthas build. I'm playing around with some different stuff, so we'll pop the fighter right as those bullets hit, and we get a good 24,000 damage away from that Alaska. So this thing hits hard, right? It's just, I wasn't like, I still maintain this, right? Like, I wouldn't buy this outright. It's like 30,000 doubloons, like something obnoxious, right? So getting it out of crate is fine. We do have the commander. I had Hoshino from last year when Blue Archive was coming around, right? So gonna be a pretty hefty hit on one of these guys. Who do we got? Schlieffen's giving us the most angle, so we'll take a shot at him. He did take a shot at us and got a decent chunk out of us, but we're gonna do quite a bit more to him. What's that, like 40,000 almost? So he's hurting there a little bit, yeah. But yeah, I mean, Showcase, like, it's good. The ship's good. It's just, like, I don't think it's that much better than regular Montana, right? Which you can get from, like, a Bureau project or whatever it is, you know, these days, right? So, it's not worth the 30,000 doubloons, right? And so now we've got a Schlieffen and a Shrouder here that have secondary builds, so they're gonna chew away at us here. So we're going into a defensive kiting away position here. And you notice we got lots of heals with this commander too. So I think I've got, we'll show the build at the end and I'll kind of compare it a little bit to my regular Montana and the build I have on there, right? And it's just like, you know, I think you get a little less range on the guns, which you can mitigate with commander perks if you really want it. And then you get a little bit better reload and I think a little bit less health, right? It's kind of, right? But I do have a different, I think I've run in my Azure Lane, New Jersey build on my other one, right? So maybe I'll switch to Hoshino for the commander. But yeah, we are running Master Mechanic, which gets us extra heals and fully packed. And so, like, as you see, like, we're below half health here. And we're going to get a heal back, and then we're just going to, you know, play on the defensive, like, let some time pass so that we can get these heals out, because then we can use heal number 3 and then heal number 4, right? Like, it's so, it works, right? So we'll trip that one, but this is really what's gonna, like, keep us in the game here, right? So I don't know, like, I think I'm a little bit more sold on the survivability aspect of the commander than I was originally, so I've been using her quite a bit more, but she's really great on Wisconsin as well. Takahashi, if he's going to stay nice and broadside to us, we'll take advantage of that. Should get a good shot on him. The problem is he's running into the sinking Shrouder there. So we'll see how good this hits. And we do get a Citadel for the kill there. And then a fellow Blue Archive Montana coming around here. Right, this ends up being a full-blown stomp game, but I wanted to put, like, I literally played 2 games in this, and both of them we crushed pretty good here. So this is not, you know, results are going to vary, right? Like, I've had plenty of bad games in my regular Montana, and it is, you know, this doesn't feel, at least to me, this doesn't feel that much different. And now part of that's probably my play style and stuff, but I absolutely would not buy this outright for the 30-some thousand doubloons, right? Do what, my recommendation, if you want to spend money, do what I did, take your chances with some crates. Unless there's one in particular that you really, really want to have, right? I think my favorite's still the Tirpitz, right? Tirpitz with the sort of commander that's meant to be paired with it, the Blue Archive Tirpitz. That's the one I have kind of the most fun in. I was interested in the hovercraft, although we did not pull that from crates, and I don't plan to buy it outright. So we'll let that one pass for now, right? Yeah, Montana's not going to live too much longer. But yeah, we got another heal going. Like I said, now we're back, you know, significantly back above half health with these heals, right? And that's going to put us over top on points, or they lost all their points, or whatever happened here. So, right, so I got another game queued up here, but we'll take a quick peek at the leaderboard for this one first. Yeah, so Hoshino, right, we get second place there and walked away with a little bit of credits there, right? I'm always happy to make money, you know, come in the positive when you're playing Legendary, right? It's a little easier to do when you have premium days, right? So we're gonna go out wide here. We spawned on the A flank here, and we noticed that the alpha cap is already getting capped by, you know, I skipped ahead the first couple minutes of Sailing Simulator here, right? So somebody's already in the cap, right? So I know I'm gonna get spotted coming around this corner. So, and we're broadside too, right? So I'm keeping my eye out for shells and battleships getting spotted, in which case we're either gonna slam the brakes and turn out or slam the brakes and turn in. But what gets picked up is this defense here. So I take the shot just because it's, you know, it's, hey, it's a broadside cruiser, you know. And then our cruiser here, what I think we got a radar Minotaur. You never suspect that, right? Uses his radar to pick that defense up again, but then this Takahashi's teasing me with being broadside as well. So defense is looking like he's backing up a little bit. So I'm gonna get a much better shot on him here. So we'll take that shot and then we'll use our Arthas, right? We'll trip the fighter plane right as those shells are about to land there. And we get vast majority of his health there. But 6 overpens though. And then we're going to turn in towards these torpedoes. I don't know if those are they're like, it makes me think there's a destroyer in there too, but Zone B is also getting capped. So I don't know if there's something else out there, or, you know, I know Takahashi's got torpedoes, but he's way off to the left, right? So, oh, maybe those were defense torpedoes. But so somebody finishes him off, so we get an assist medal, and then I'm just keeping my eye out for this Takahashi, right? If I was him, I would not shoot my guns. I'd probably, you know, he might run a different build than me, right? But I've got a meme torpedo build on my Takahashi, and so if I am in danger here, we'll go full defensive, and yeah. So I'm gonna take this shot, and I definitely didn't, you know, I didn't account for him turning out, so I don't think we get much out of it. But yeah, he turned away a little bit there. So all I can do is watch my failure here. And we do get, we get a penetration but no damage. Or maybe we hit a module or something. And he's really kind of the only thing, you know, like I already got the guns over there. So we'll account for his outward turn, and we aim quite a bit higher there. And then I wasn't thinking too much of it, right? He had quite a bit of health left, and I'm like, all right, I'm going to start lining up these other guys. And we get 3 Citadel hits on him from those front turrets, and it finishes, you know, it gets him off the board with a devastating strike there. So, didn't even, only the cool guys don't watch the explosion, they just walk away from it, right? But yeah, I was like, all right, we got, you know, broadside battleships sailing over across the map on sea, and they're probably not paying attention to us on this side because, you know, they're probably paying attention to the enemies, you know, to my allies on that side. So I'm like, all right, we'll get the guns going in that direction, and we've did more damage than I was expecting to that Takahashi. And we did slam on the brakes here, and it's a good thing we did because there's Takahashi torpedoes coming through the zone. Loria nice and broadside, like again, right? I don't think he's kind of not thinking about what might be across the map. He's probably looking at the guys in front of him. And so, and they're pushing up too much too, right? Like, so like this is kind of where their team is kind of crumbling, right? And they're losing any, you know, we're gaining tons of game momentum here, right? Like once you start taking out 2 ships, and you've still got all of yours, right? And one side's able to push, you just get this momentum that just kind of crushes everything if people do it right. So Yogomo, I'll take the shot at the destroyer. Any damage against the destroyer is good damage, right? Even if it's a tiny bit. He's in the sea cap now too, so we could potentially get defend banners. Somebody finished off Loria, so we got another fist. And then Musashi and Wisconsin are sailing in the zone 2 now. So yeah, it makes it easier when they come in 1 or 2 at a time, right? But I guess like some of these guys on the red team must have abandoned the Alpha and Bravo flanks, right? The mid spawn and this side, because there's so many ships over there. I needed to aim higher and further back on that Musashi. So he fired his gun, so just wait, because he'll get spotted again, obviously. Same here, it looked like he's like creeping forward. I think we get a little more out of him here. We'll trip the fighter too. Yeah. good chunk there, even though we hit mostly bow. And then a Zao, right? Broadside cruisers are always going to be prime, right? Prime targets. Then Yugomo's getting himself spotted by our cruiser over there, so I figured I'd try and help with him, even though we don't have, like, line of sight on him. I took the shot. And we get a whole lot of nothing, but that's fine. Right, yeah, so I'm pretty sure reload, and granted this, I think this commander's got some reload perk built into it too, depending on what you pick. But right, I'm definitely getting a lot more shots off than I would be with the regular Montana, right? But they've tried to balance it with, I think, taking away some range, right? People correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, right? I think they take away some range and they take away some health, right? Like, but like if you put Hoshino on there, right? Range is on these American battleships at these upper tiers, right? It's so easy to use an inspiration or a commander perk to get that range back up. So I don't really think that's a big deal. I switched to HE because I figured this Wisconsin was going to kind of stay bow in on us. And if he's running, you know, a similar build, right, if he's running like a healing build like Hoshino or something too, like, right, and then of course he turns broadside here, so I switch back to AP. I'm just letting this fire burn too, because even though, like, I probably could put it out, like, the destroyer's gone, there's no torpedo risk over here right now, right, but, like, these heals work so good, we've got so many. With this commander, it's so much easier to let the fires burn. Alright, nice angled shot there. All 4 turrets on target. Right, we're already up to 141,000 damage this game, right? So we finish him off. Gets us up over 150 almost. 149. Alright, so all that's left is this Zao, and he's not going to last very long. But we'll push into the B cap. I think we get in there, and then he starts getting spotted, and I don't even think we're in the cap long enough to steal the zone back. Right, so I mean, in my opinion, like I would, and I've got such a small sample size of games right now, guys. I do think the BA Montana is a little bit better than the regular Montana, but it's definitely not worth. It's not 30,000 doubloons better, right? Like, so that's my opinion there, right? Like, we got it. I bought the 20 pack of crates. We opened those on live stream. I think I posted a replay of that, right? And just, you know, what I get is what I get, and then I'm done, right? Like, I'm not gonna. I was a little disappointed that I didn't get hovercraft. Like, that was kind of the one that I was interested in playing around with a little bit. Because we got this one, which I didn't really care that much, you know, I didn't care about. Like, I'm gonna play it if I get it, right? And then we got the tier 6 Bina, I think, right? It's called, right? It's an Italian battleship, and as I played a few games in that, and I'll get some videos out on it soon here too. I played a few games. I was actually kind of excited for that because it looked like it was gonna have some pretty strong SAP. You know, semi-auto piercing shells, right, for a battleship at the tier 6. Yeah, so we'll see if we can finish him off here. Right, so I played it, but I was kind of like, I was a little disappointed in that one too. Like I thought that was gonna be like a hit, right? Like tier 6 battleship, right? Kind of like how like Bortas was for the like Star Trek collaboration. Like, this ship just rocks. But yeah, so we get top spot on the leaderboard there. Walk away with a little bit of credits, right? And then, so we also got the tier 8 cruiser, which I did not want, right? Like, I wish I could trade it for the other one. But, right, so here's how, what I've got the build set out, right? You know, this is pretty typical of what I would do. I did pick reload time there, right? Just because we get so much more. And then I'm running an Arthas build, right, with this I'm using presets here. So we got Arthas, and then Fisher for a little bit more range as well to help out there. And then, yeah, she's got this tactical suppression, right? And then Flammable Cannoneer for the range and shell grouping. We'll use her Dance with Death and the Megalomania, right? And then I'm using Master Mechanic here. I don't even have this upgraded. We could get one more heal if we get that upgraded, this commander upgraded a little bit more. But then fully packed, right, is kind of rare to have on a battleship commander. So it's giving us an extra fighter to use with Arthas if we want. plus an extra heal as well, right? And an extra engine boost. Like, that's really nice to have, right? These, you know, some of these American battleships are so slow, right? But yeah, we'll take a look at regular Montana here, right? I do have a Transformers, like skin on it, right? But this is the regular one that you can get. Right, we got what, 18.8 kilometer range, 29-second reload with this build, which is pretty long. Right, but I am running Azurely, New Jersey for like more of a damage build. And what was it, 14,000 some max AP shell damage? Right, this isn't that much less, right? This isn't that much less AP shell damage, but significantly better reload time, right? So it's better. We get a little bit less health, I think. Check what the health was there. Yeah, you get a little bit more health with the regular, right? So I don't know. I mean, I think you could probably run a reload, right? You could probably run Hoshino or Azurely in Colorado, right? If you want the better reload, you could probably get it down there pretty close on the regular Montana, right? But I think you get a little bit better base reload on BA Montana. I think it's trying to get you to play a little bit closer range, which you don't really have to do if you don't want to, if that's not your style. I really kind of wasn't. So that's going to be our video for the day, guys. Thanks for hanging out with me. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. Click my logo icon that shows up down in the bottom right of the video at the end here to subscribe and check out the rest of my videos. So we'll see you again tomorrow.